I thought it'd be fun if I showed you some things that I hauled for my hobbies, and then I'll leave a voting poll so that you can vote for the next craft I do for the channel. Doesn't that sound fun? Sounds fun to me. I hope it sounds fun to you. Some of these things were gifted to me, and if they are, I'll pop a little thing up on the screen that says they were gifted. Otherwise, I paid for it myself because I wanted to do it. This is a completely random assortment of hobbies that I do. And I did not include any books this time, but you can assume that I've got 2 or 3 books ready to read. This is a little watercoloring booklet. It comes with a watercolor pen. So far, it's so pretty, and that's what attracted my attention. Inside are some ways to color them. Pre-drawn flowers, and then little drops of watercolor paint. That does not seem like enough to do the whole thing, so that's not a big deal because I have tons of watercolors. I'm not great at drawing, and that's part of the problem. Also, that just really attracted my attention. Isn't that pretty? Once I saw that, I started thinking, you know what? I could buy little stencils. In this case, these are stamps. Let me turn this way. They're little birds, and I'm always trying to do this exact thing. I'm hand drawing these little birds. I thought a stamp would be so much better for watercolor. I'm incredibly excited to try this out. I don't actually have a stamp pad, so I think I'll just color it with maybe ink marker. Ink marker. Yes, it will have ink in it. Alcohol marker. And then I got this turtle stencil. Turtles are a thing in our family, and that's just a stencil. I think the best way to do this, maybe, perhaps, is to outline it with ink, or maybe just paint. I don't know what I'll do. I don't know how best I'll use this. So I thought I'd try something a little different with my watercolors this time because I'm never very happy with my own drawings. The paintings, I'm always pretty pleased with my paintings, but I'm always thinking, man, if I could draw better, this would look better. A little paint kit comes with several accessories, 6 watercolor brush pens of different types there. Now that's pretty nice. And then it comes in a little carrying case, which I'll be throwing that away the first chance I get. Let's take a look at a couple of these pens. I've actually never used these kinds of pens when watercolor painting, so I'm going to attempt it. What's the harm? Part of the fun. Okay, those look really good. The quality on these are average. I wouldn't say there's anything special about them, but there's certainly nothing that's, I can't even get the lid to go on that one. Fill it with water, dip it in paint. Seems like an easier way to paint. Yeah, I'm excited to try these. Okay, I spoke too soon on the quality of these things. They do not want to go back together. Oh, they go backwards. Let me show you this. And that's why I'm struggling to get them open because the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey is the opposite on these pens. Look, I'm going right to twist it off, and then I need to go left to get it back on. I don't know if that's a flaw or if they were meant to be that way. Let's try this one. Oh, same for all of them. Righty-tighty, righty-loosey is the situation. And that is going to confuse me every day of my life. I will never, never, never remember that. I'm not going to put the lid on because I'm afraid it's harder to get the lid on and not mess up the brush itself. See? So I'm going to leave the lids off. I can't imagine why I would want lids anyway. I wouldn't say fabulous, but I've actually never painted with these, so I don't have anything to compare them to. It all comes in a bag. I'm going to put this stuff back in the bag, but I'll put it in with my own supplies. I've never used these before, so I can't say if the quality on those is good or not. It also comes with a little pot. Put water in that or whatever you want. And then it has a little clippy bit. Isn't that cute? So clip it onto your easel or whatever you're doing, your table. I love the little pot. I think that is so cute. In fact, I'd like to try to figure out how to use that in a miniature. Well, hello, Percy. The teeny tiniest paint palette you've ever seen. It comes out, so you could use the tin for other purposes if you wanted to. This is the most adorable. I love this. How cute. And then lastly, you get a little, oh, nope, that's not last. A little notebook to paint in, fill it with all your beautiful pages. The front of it is really pretty. And lastly is a little clip. When I saw these little Mod Podge paintbrushes, I thought, you know what? I need Mod Podge paintbrushes because how adorable are these? They're so cute. These are synthetic and they're kind of stiff. We've got some coming out right there. So hopefully the quality stays. These are soft though, even though they're synthetic. Here's the reason I had to get them because, cuteness overload. The barrels seem to be a really cheap kind of weird wood, but they definitely feel like they're wood, but they're extremely light. And this is some kind of also really light metal. I am curious if you've ever tried these on diamond paintings. Not these brushes, because maybe you've never even seen these, but you're gonna go buy them right now. I'll have these linked for you below, along with everything else you see. If it's on Amazon, I will have one main link for Amazon that will take you over to my Amazon storefront, and I'll have everything listed in the order I've shown it on screen. If it came from other stores, then that will be opening into another store. If you've ever used Mod Podge for your diamond paintings, let me know because I'm wondering how good that would be. You can use Mod Podge for anything. Puzzles. I think it will work for puzzles. We're gonna give it a try soon. I think this is my very last painting item, but I've made no promises, but I think it is. I've wanted this for so long. I watched it on Amazon. I'm gonna take it out and show you. I've watched the price on Amazon fluctuate by only $1 or $2. And because the shipping was so much, I waited and waited and waited for it to go on sale. And it never did. It never dropped in price. The shipping was never free. So finally, I just pulled the trigger. This is a Paint Master, and it is made specifically for paint by numbers. I think this is game changing. Here is what you do. You know how when you're painting on a paint by number, you know, if you miss some spots over here, you're like holding your arm up and painting and your arm's tired. And then you're like, I gotta take a 30-minute break because my arm's weak. Is that just me? No, surely that happens to you too. Well, this is to avoid that. This sets over the top of the painting and it's quite large, so I feel like it'll fit most paintings. And even if something's wet, you could rest your arm on this, are you feeling me? And paint. And since it slides, you can put it anywhere and rest your arm without messing up the paint. Do you see what I'm saying? This is a game changer. And then you could put your little paint pods in there, which, come on, amazing. And then you can even, look, you can stick your paintbrushes in there or in here, and it's lovely. This is a Shipper product, and Shipper makes amazing paint by numbers. So if you like paint by numbers, or really this can be used for any kind of paint, any kind of painting you're doing that needs multiple areas done at a time, and you've got floppy arms like me, this is the answer. I deserve this. You know what else I deserve? Some more paint by numbers. I am gonna go buy some right now. I'll be right back. That's all the actual painting. Now I've got some diamond painting. I told you that I wasn't making promises. First of all, this exact thing that I'm about to show you is something I've seen and wanted to get. I've thought about getting it in poster form. I thought about getting it in the little, the little metal signs that you can hang up. Oh, I've looked at it about 100 times and so far never picked it up until I saw this in diamond painting. Your butt napkins, my lord. Isn't it adorable? The little black cat. I cannot stand it. It is so cute. That's a lot of blue. This is going to go in my bathroom. I've got kind of an animal theme collection of weird pictures in my bathroom. And of course, your generic tray blotter thing and pin. You can do better than that. Let's do better. Let's do better. Let's get something nicer. Everything looks like really good quality. It looks absolutely adorable. I'm excited to give this one a try. I would love to know how you store your diamond paintings. Am I right that there has to be a better way? Tell me how you store your diamond paintings. And I want something good. One more diamond painting. Well, 1.5. If you're looking for a fun diamond painting to put in your beauty room, this is it. I love it. It's so pretty. Lipstick and then the pink flowers. It's on the smaller side, so if you want something that won't take you 15 years, this one looks like it can be done in a few days, really. And the letters are very clear. I can see every single one, which almost never happens. Not a lot of colors, but still a lot of beautiful colors. I love that the actual page is sparkly because yes, they knew what I wanted and they brought it. This is lovely. And this is the size. You can see that it's not humongous. Looks like a really good quality paint by number. And of course, our generic package, which contains the tray, the sticky stuff, and an extremely generic boring pen. We don't want them to spend money on that. We want them to spend money on the glue. And you know what? I think this will actually work with diamond painting. You know how when you peel off some parts and then yes. Aren't I a genius? This is everything. Go buy this. Every once in a while, you find a tool, a crafting tool, a hobby tool, a tool that will iron your clothes. And it goes from being mundane to being, this is so cool. And that's how glue guns are to me. So my next item that I got for crafting is a glue gun. The reason I don't get my glue gun out very often is because it is too much work to get the glue gun out and then find a cord and then find a plug in the area where I'm working and then no, it's too much. It's too much, I say. This is a cordless one. Did you know these existed? This particular kit comes with very thin glue sticks. This is going to be so fun to use. Hot gluing stuff is great. Just be careful not to touch anything hot. And here's a trick. When you're pulling it up, if you pull it straight up, it's gonna have that little hairy wick thing. But if you kind of do like this, then it doesn't sometimes. Mostly, usually, occasionally. I only have a few left. I'm almost done. This is something that I am so excited about. It's going to make this little book nook. Oh man, I'm so excited. I hope this is good quality. Let's dig in. Let's see what's in here. I'm pretty sure my dishes can wait. Mini sheets of these. This isn't wood, or is it? Kind of feels like it may be plastic. No, it's wood. It's wood. It's wood. It's wood. Spoke too soon. These are good quality. These are thick. Look, very thick. Fantastic quality. Better than expected. Pleasantly surprised. Floors or walls. This is textured. These you punch out. These are more wood. Oh my goodness. How cute are these little minis? These are fabulous. This is a wooden building set. Oh my goodness. Look at those tiny, tiny hinges. Quality on these are amazing. Very thick, very nice quality. A little person here. These are fabulous. Bookmarks. Now, I've done a similar bookmark, not similar, completely dissimilar. I've done a bookmark in the shape of a heart. It was a little more thick plastic. Was it wood? I can't recall. These are just plastic, very flexible. And you know what? These really aren't that great in books. I'm just gonna tell you the truth there, because I worry about the actual beads pressing into the book and then you've got little dents in your book. And look at this. This is the best part. Look at that. Meant to hang on there. That's beautiful. I love it. These are really nice little diamondy things. Very pretty. I reached out to this company myself and asked for a puzzle, just a single puzzle, and they sent me 4. And I felt that was so generous. I don't know how I feel about AI in puzzles, but I am willing to give it a try. This is a beautiful puzzle in a really nice box, perfectly sized poster. This is the exact size that I love. I love having the posters. I think it's the easiest way to get a puzzle done because I often use the box lids myself for putting puzzle pieces in, and or 2 of us are working together on it. My oldest daughter likes to help. And so one of us can use the box, one of us can use the poster, and the poster is almost always, hopefully, in this case, definitely, bigger than the box. And so for old tired eyes, that's very helpful. Let's have a look at the quality of the pieces themselves. Ooh, they are teeny tiny. On the back of the puzzle pieces is a barcode, letting you see the letters because all of them have a different, well, they don't all have a different letter because obviously there are only 22 letters in the alphabet. Just kidding, there's 29. I'm not sure what this is about, but I assume it has something to do with putting the puzzle together. I don't know. That's weird. I'm telling you, these are tiny, but they seem to be really good quality. I'm not seeing any that are bent. All the edges I'm seeing are perfectly cut. It appears that it is AI art, so this will be my first AI art puzzle. I'm not a speed puzzler. I like to do my puzzles slowly and over time and have fun and do things. I do it with my daughter. Who do you do your puzzles with? Let me show you the other 3. This is beautiful. And again, it's on the back, taped on both sides. This one is the one that attracted my attention. It's an A-frame cabin. I spent my honeymoon in an A-frame cabin in Colorado with my hubs over 20 years ago. I'm not sure how long we've been married, a while now. And also this one was my absolute favorite. It makes me want to go sit down and read a book, which instead I'll do a puzzle. I really love this one. And like I said, I'm pretty sure these are AI, but that did not detract from me wanting to do them. They're not trying to be something they're not. I don't know. Everyone feels differently about AI art. In this case, this is a company that's chosen to use AI art. We get to choose whether or not we purchase from them. So stay out of my comments about it. Okay, these are just some really inexpensive things that I found. These were probably on sale. Do you remember Shrinky Dinks from the 80s? I do. And I used to love those things. They were so cool. You color them in and they shrink. And look, it doesn't make sense. What is this polymer thing? This is one I plan to do with the kids. A little stand. Oh, it's a stage. It's a troll stage. And then in here are the already colored Shrinky Dinks. Boo, they're already colored. Oh, I'm so bummed. We loved coloring them. They're still fun to watch shrink though. You can set them on top of this so they have a stand. Okay, so it's more of a play kit and less of a craft kit. Womp womp. But there you go. If you're looking to do a Shrinky Dink and can't always find them, I don't see them very often, and your kids don't mind not coloring them, they are fun to watch them shrink. Put them in the oven. They go from this size to teeny tiny, and they thicken up. It's so cool. If you've never done a Shrinky Dink, you must try one because it's so fun and unique. I don't know what this stuff is. It feels like plexiglass almost, but it changes completely when heated in the oven. This is not a craft that a child can do by themselves if they're under a certain age because they need help getting them in and out of the oven. I wonder what happens when you put them in the microwave. Should I try? If I get 25 likes on this video, I will put these in the microwave. But you've got to buy me a new microwave if I ruin the microwave. Deal? Disney Princess little clothing thing. 2 little sheets of Ariel. And then inside here, this is adhesive strips. So you put the adhesive strip onto this, and then you take the pre-cut cloth and you put it on there and design it however you want. And then you've got some really pretty diamonds put on there too. This is gonna be fun. This is probably better for, I don't know, 7 and up. I think little tiny hands may have trouble with this though. Think about your little 3-year-old with their little tiny baby hands. You can put the tape down and then let them just stick the things on there however they want. This could be good for the car, waiting at a doctor's appointment. These are the little, just the normal, you could actually make this kit yourself. Buy this little rickrack from somewhere and then let them, this is a craft you can create for yourself or your kids at home. But if you like kits like I do, this one is all put together for you. That's what I'll be doing with my 9-year-old son. Not super excited about that. I thought it was gonna be a little different than it was, but it's okay for the price I paid. The last little kit we got is a little foil art trolls. 1, 2, okay, we've got 3 of them. Very cute pictures. And inside here are very thin pieces of foil. I've actually bought some of this foil for other craft projects. So these are actually really fun. I'm gonna safely put them back in there because they do, you know, they tear up pretty easily. Underneath here is adhesive. So you pull off the adhesive and then you lay the foil down in that spot and then you just kind of rub it off, and only the foil will be where you put the adhesive, where you remove the picture to have the adhesive. I hope I'm making sense. For instance, this little music sign, you peel off the little music sign, then you cut off a little piece of the foil or you just stick it on there and then you rub it. And then when you pull off the bigger sheet of foil, the foil will just be in the shape of the music sign. You get what I'm saying? I'm making myself clear. So this is a little bit more advanced. A little kid probably won't be great for that. But again, I'm gonna do this with my kids. I'm not a selfish crafter. I like for my kids to do crafts with me. This is another one I found scrolling and then went over to Amazon to buy. Let's look at the pieces. Wow, this is nice and thick. Wow, that's like the real stuff you put on your wall. Very thick. I'm always pleasantly surprised when you see something and it turns out to be as good as you anticipated. These appear to be some kind of plexiglass. How cute. Tongs. Thank you. We always need those tongs when we're working with minis. Aw. Inside, I don't want to take everything out because I don't want to lose anything. But inside of here, the teeny tiniest bookshelf bookend thing. And then we've got a little pink block. And then inside of here, we have some fake plants. This is just plastic and not a great quality plastic, just average. This is not plastic. I don't know what that is. Maybe plasticky, not sure. I'm gonna, again, leave all this in there because I don't want to lose anything. But they're plants that evidently are part of the assembly. Oh, and look down here, it's a lemon. Then we have a whole bunch of little pieces. It looks like maybe vases, some doorknobs, a globe maybe for a light, bunch of teeny tiny pieces. These are little bitty. Some rickrack. In the bottom is something to stuff a pillow, it appears. This is the hardest, most uncomfortable fabric I've ever felt in my life. And there's several pieces of it in there. Again, I'm sorry that I don't want to take it out and lose it. I am known for losing things. And inside of here, some more clear, lacy stuff. The inside of this isn't as bad as the outside. This is a furry kind of material. Okay, that wasn't so bad. And then down here is, I guess it's a pillow, you can stuff it. These are pieces of paper. That looks like that's everything. This is what it's gonna look like when you're done. I want every single one of these.